Hi everyone, the Red Mech here, and today I'll be showing off all of my Kitbashes, conversions, something that makes the model a little bit different. And these are actually some of my first ones I've made, so like what I've gotten so far. So I've been at the hobby for probably like 8 years, but I only just got into like the kit bashing like 2, maybe 3 years ago. Maybe more like 3 years ago. So without me still talking without nothing to show, let's show one of my first kit bashes I've done, and it's a Demon Prince, and obviously you're not going to see much difference from the actual kit that you'll buy from the GW store. Obviously, I painted him Thousand Suns colors, but you will notice his head, his face. It's a slight conversion, but it hides that ugly mug of his, and it shows his. Let's see his teeth. Hopefully, we get some. There we go. So it looked pretty cool. I thought because actually I did it before. Like I had to buy a second Demon Prince because this face piece is actually his. It goes on his legs here. So I figured I'd make this guy, and then I'd buy the second Demon Prince next time I go to the store because I had this idea because I looked at it earlier. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I want it. So next time I went to the store, that's what happened. So that's like a very easy conversion, I guess. Like it makes a demon your own, but it is still, you know, GW's demon prince. So we'll get on something a little bit more drastic. Um, so we'll put this guy to the side here for right now. And this is the second demon prince that I bought. Well, and I converted this guy a lot. This is actually my brother's army, the Thousand Suns army, and we had the idea of making the bird, but into like a smaller demon, like because you could get like the great big demon, like the changer of ways. I'm pretty sure you call him. He's got like two bird heads. Well, I wanted to just have a basic demon prince that looked like a bird. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like imagine a regular human, like like in a robe. Like this robe is actually made out of green stuff. So, but like my thought to this guy was like he was a cultist. Like he's a diehard cultist on some backworld planet, whatnot, and he would pray to Zinch and he'd hear the whispers, and eventually he like the human wouldn't be human no more, obviously. So somehow Zinch just messed with him. Like I like the idea of that he was once human because obviously he's still got the human skin. He's wearing his robe. He was once human, and his wings sprout out of his back. And where I got the eagle stuff, it's actually from the old fantasy Wood Elf kit. No, it was like a Skaven versus High Elf, and the store was selling it because there was only the elves in it because somebody bought the pack and they only wanted the Skaven. This is a while ago, so I was like, well, I guess I'll buy the by the by the by the elves, I guess. And I never painted them. They were just like black. Like this is a long time ago. So I figured when I was rummaging through a bunch of my old bits, I thought, hey, this is really cool. I thought, wow, this is the perfect time to do it. These are the only wings I got. So we'll do another 360 spin for y'all. And I do like how it turned out. Like all these wispy airs, it came from what is it? A Death Guard? What's a Demon Prince's name? Mortarion. I should know that. He's my favorite he's my favorite guy. So this actually was supposed to go on the back of Mortarion, but it looked kind of bland, so I didn't opt to have that. But what it did look cool is look like when he landed or whenever he would walk around, it's like smoke would be just be walking, like he'd be walking and the smoke would be covering his legs wherever he walked. I thought that was cool, like warp energy just wisping off of this thing. Like he's so devoted. Look at him; he's already turning into a changer of ways. But enough with this guy. Let's move on to something else. So let's take a look here. We'll put this guy over here. So let's move on to let's see some Space Marines here. Now I know this isn't any like this is probably more recent, probably like in the last couple of months, maybe like during the lockdown for sure. Like definitely got bored. You know the three reefer pack you get. Well, I had the pack of three reavers for a while, like I don't know, like maybe a year. Like my buddy, we traded some models, and he gave me some reavers. It was pretty cool. I'm not too sure what we traded. Hmm, it could have been some kind of fantasy stuff, but that's besides the point. They were once reavers, and I have the Eliminator squad, like the snipers. So I wanted to make my own, like sergeants, or HQs, if you will. So let's see if we could get this guy into focus. So here's um, is it the first one I painted? No, he is not the first one I made, but the idea of having him, like, he just looks cool, more tactical. Like I like the Reaver style for the tactical abilities, and like the sniper, the arm, like these. Like I'm pretty sure this arm is like just from a tactical Space Marine. Um, Primaris arm, the Reaver bodies, um, Eliminator head, and Eliminator gun. So, and the base is just corkboard. So we'll check out the other two as well. So this is the first guy I painted, the first guy I actually converted. Um, yeah, I hate that it gets all blurry. There we go. Same thing, just Eliminator bits, Reaver bits, just to make your own little conversion. So I thought it was pretty cool. And then I could just use them as a basic Eliminator squad, or I could have them as the sergeants of each Eliminator squad I own. So, got another guy here. Same thing, Eliminator, Reaver body, Primaris arm, because that came from a Primaris box. I like the pointing. That's what I wanted. I wanted them not to be shooting or in a shooting pose. I want them to look like in a more heroic pose, like they're the leader, so like they don't have to do the shooting. And then when they have to, they'll get the job done. So, and yeah, they're Ultramarines. Um, I do find blue to be very easy to paint, but yeah, Ultramarines, poster boys, and I made some conversions out of them. Pretty cool. Um, here's actually like one of my most recent stuff, like that I just made like last week. They're not painted though, but let's take a look at them anyway. So these guys, and get these out of the way. So Pretty sure you know where they're from. If not, they're from a Gene Stealer bike set. And they're not Gene Stealers in my eyes right now. To me, they're an underhive worker. So, say for example, like the underhive does need public works departments, right? So, some people get paid to do the dirtiest jobs. And of course, if you're going to go fix something, you're going to need to be packing some heat. And, and some places ain't the best. So, of course, you need himself a helmet. So, to me, these are the underhive workers. Like, workers, they will encounter like zombies or like demons or some weird stuff. You don't know what's happening in the underhive. Like, who knows? They like these guys will go in a group and then they'll come out like dead, dying, or they won't come out at all. You know, that kind of stuff. So here's the one that I keep showing up. Here's the first one, and it is they like I said they come from the Gene Stealer bike set. All I did was clip the back of their legs a little bit more to make them stand up, and it's feasible, I guess. Like from the tabletop standard, like say for example, just put them on the ground. Like, do you notice? Do you really care? Because to me, it's all right. Let's check out the other guy. This guy's pretty cool. The gunslinger. He's got two guns. He's probably in the heat of battle right now. You don't know what's going on. You know? It's the underhive. It could be a gang down there. You know, he himself could be a gang member and just be part of the public works. You just don't know these things. Underhive. And there's his work stuff. You know, and I do plan on painting them. If you want to give me any ideas, like colors, throw them in a comment because I have no idea. I was actually just gonna paint them either orange, but when I was looking at the Gene Stealer stuff, they would look too much like a Gene Stealer cult. I want them to look more underhivey. So we'll put those guys to the side. Those are my most recent, like I said, just like from last week or 2 weeks ago. But let's go on to something bigger. Slightly bigger. Oh, there we go. Ah, yes, the battle wagon. Not only is it a battle wagon, it's a battle wagon with a great big old gun on top, a great big super shooter. And this, it's made out of you know that Bane blade, the Bane sword or something, a great big tank. So I painted this. I think it was last year. I knew I made this last year. I've always wanted to make the something like this onto my battle wagon because the original small gun, it's too tiny for this in my opinion. Like orcs, they got to be packing the biggest DACA they can find, and I also removed the rockets so I could add more DACA. So I'll give a little close look. I'll remove the actual wagon because the wagon, everybody knows what a battle wagon looks like. So we'll get that out of the way for right now. And let's take a look at the actual gun. So it is mounted. You could take it off. So, and yeah, it's actually the gun wagon piece that goes on there. It's just I didn't like the small little gun that was attached to it. It was kind of meh. Now this, now that's a gun. And it kind of makes it look like a tank when the gun's on top of the battle wagon. So it's as long as the battle wagon. But yeah, this was a fun piece to make. Oh, sorry, too. Man, it was pretty fun. Let's take a little close up on Sorry for it being kind of dark. Okay. We'll put that giant gun to the side because we got more stuff to show off here. All right. Now, here's some tank busters. You're going to notice that these tank busters aren't much different because you get like a typical boy. Well, you get 11 boys or you get 10 boys in one knob. Well, I opted to always make a rocket launcher boy, someone with rocket launchers, so I always would make rocket launchers. Always. So I wouldn't make them the conversion, if you will, but they're all rocket launcher guys. So they're all just the same. But now the kicker is that this guy right here. That is the tank hammer. So he is he does have a squig face. He does have a squig head transplant, is what the word is. And now his purpose is to run to that tank and blow himself up. The body is made out of the what is that? The orc runt herds, and obviously the runt herd's face. And the grenades come from there's the Storm Boys kit, and obviously the grenades come from a boys kit. So pretty easy stuff if you really want to make one yourself. I just thought it was really funny because when I see squigs usually have grenades strapped to their back. Like these guys, like my tank busters, do have two squigs. I'm just not showing them right now because they're not converted yet, and they're just basic squigs. And I just say that they swallowed a grenade or something. But I do want to convert my squig, so that might be the next thing I convert. So I just want to make two bomb squigs because I only have this. This is my only tank buster unit. So yeah, this is a tank hammer. Just a funny idea. Hey, like I said, anyone could do it. And I'll put these guys away. These are just for show us, like you said. It's tank buster unit. And they're all the same. They all basically look the same. So no real kitbash here, so I don't know why I'm throwing them in the video. So I'll get them out of the way. Ooh, and then I'll get that guy out of the way. You know what? Let's throw some twin mechs. I call them the twin mechs because they always work together. These are actually very brand new as well. Uh, Maybe a month, 2 months, maybe. I don't really remember because I just paint a lot of stuff. So let's take a look at this. Is the first twin mech I made. Take a look. I showed them off in the orc community on Facebook. Why is everything so dark? But that's okay. So yeah, this here bit is actually a Death Dread claw. I actually used arms from a Burna Boys kit to add everything up. As you can tell, boom, boom. This here tubing, you could get it from any old, like, I guess, I just got it from one of my old bits. Or you could just use green stuff. I was gonna use green stuff, but I found some tubing in my old bit, so it was like, oh yes, this is like the perfect. It's like Gork and Mark are like, you want to kit bash? We'll hook you up with stuff to kit bash. So here you go. And so the face is a spanner head, the boy body, boy's legs. Now the back. Oh, sorry. Now the back. We're gonna get on with. It comes from a Dakajet, but it's the. I don't want to get the name wrong, but it's the Big Mac airplane. I know it's not that. The Waz Bomb Dakajet. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's the one with a bunch of mech bits on it, and it looks so cool. I'm probably gonna buy another airplane just to make one of those mech bits, like just to make a whole mech airplane because they just look cool. And now, but yeah, that's where these came from. They go like on the wings or like on the back of the. They go somewhere on the airplane, and I just don't remember where at the moment. It's been a while since I made an actual Dakajet. So I'll put this guy down and we'll take a look at the other one. Same principle as the other guy. Burn a boy arms, boy body. This head came from the Dakajet box I was just talking about. So if you want that head, that's where you're going to get it. See if I can get a close-up view for you guys. And again, with the claw, it's a Death Dread claw, and I just attached it onto the Burning Boy arms. And we're going to go on the back, same thing. Pretty sure you only get one of these in a Dakajet box, so I'm pretty lucky that I saved these bits because I know I messed one of these 2-bit ups. So there will not be a triplet mech. There's only twin mechs. And which is just fine because one will be inside a Gorkanaut and the other one should be inside the battle wagon. That's if they're still allowed to use their KFF inside it. If not, they'll have to run next to it as fast as I can. Yeah, those are my twin mechs. Let's take a look at some other things. Oh yeah. So let's take a look at Scorch. He's not much of a conversion, more or less. He's just got a bunch of flamethrowers. So you only get one flamethrower in a Death Dread kit, which is really disappointing because if you were able to get 2 flamers in the Death Dread kit, it wouldn't have taken twice as long. So, but I'm very happy because I've always wanted a Death Dread with 4 flamers. I don't know if it's legal or not, but it's what I want. And when we play at the store, it's okay because as long as you pay for the points, you can pretty much have any gun. Well, not any gun, but and you can't have all the guns, but like say for example like this, if you want 4 Scorches, you could have 4 Scorches. Yeah. Not really much of a conversion. Oh yeah, and the horns. You might notice that the horns are a bit bigger. I don't know where I got them from. I'm looking right now. And they look like they're from a Gorkanaut kit, but I have my Gorkanauts with all the horns. It might even be the Battle Wagon kit because I didn't stick horns on the Battle Wagon. So these could be the horns from the Battle Wagon. And again, the base is corkboard. And yeah. And it's riddled with skulls. I like it because he's stepping on a bunch of Yumi skulls. So, easy and simple kind of conversions right there. Just got to get 4 Death Dread kits just to get something like this, or if you have an awesome friend who's not using Scorchers, or if you make your own Scorchers, that's another thing. Me, I wanted to make them all kind of similar, makes things looks easier on the eye because I'm only going to have one of these, and at least I know what it is. And we'll move this guy to the side because that's enough about Scorch. We'll talk about him in another video because he's not just one dread. I do have ideas for this guy. So let's get him out of the way for right now. Now we'll move on to, say, me as an orc. I will make a video as me as an orc. So here is me as an orc right now because it's like, yeah, I'm a Speed Freaks player, so of course it's going to be on a vehicle, and the vehicle comes from the Gene Stealer Cult bike set. So a lot of good uses out of that set. As you can see, I use the shocks from the bike set. Boy body, just plastic. Deck of guns, Death Dread face. Yeah, claw. You know, all the good stuff. NOS tanks came from a flamethrower, and this tank came from the actual kit itself. I was like, okay, so it already had like NOS tanks. I want to add more, so I added a second pair of tanks. So now I got extra NOS. Now we got ourselves a big ol' fuselage with bomb. Just fucking really quick, Mad Max yourselves. But the story behind this, I'll tell an actual video. But long story short, I broke my leg hunting on one of these things, on an actual 4-wheeler. So I'll explain that in a proper video. Other than that was like 2 years ago, so don't worry, it's okay. But yeah, that's how come this is me as an orc. So it's like it's funny. It's just a funny thing. It's funny. And now we'll move this guy out of the way, and we'll replace him with something else I created, like during Christmas time. I remember I was doing like a bunch of weird conversions in Christmas time, so, but most of them didn't really look good. But here's a cool one, and I don't know if I want to paint it, and I want to know why. Like, you know, just comment in the comment section and see. Like, you guys played Mortal Kombat, right? So, to me, I wanted to paint this guy. I'm really sorry that it's so out of focus and so dark. But so you guys played Mortal Kombat before is my question, and the reason because I asked that is, well, you know the noob Cybot, yes? He's all black, and this will give me an excuse to keep him black. So, but the noob Cybot's a black character. Like, he's all completely black. He's the dead version of Sub-Zero. So noob Cybot is the name, and I'm figuring if I can name this guy Knob Cybot. No? Just an idea, because when I was putting them together, I wanted to paint them. But now that he's so scrunched together, like his arms are like basically almost touching his face, and it's going to be really hard for me to paint. But I could like paint him like a really, really like gray black color. And like he's very robotic. So he's like a dead knob. So I figured knob Cybot. So it's a working idea. I don't know. But I'll do another 360 spin for you guys. Hopefully it doesn't blur out so you all get a good view of the knob Cybot. And he is not fully painted, it's just like black. But yeah, just an idea. And we'll put him to the side. Now we're gonna go on to like a conversion that my friends didn't believe what it was until I actually showed them. So we'll bring it in. It is the rocket, an orc rocket. And it's painted yellow because yellow makes the bigger explosions. I would have painted it red because red ones go faster, but it's a rocket. You want to make the biggest boom with the rockets. So you'll notice on all my orcs, every missile is painted yellow. And so, since we got a boy here, we'll put a boy for scale. Boom. The idea was the V2 rocket from Germany. That's the idea of the rocket. That's why it's pointing up. I want to make a little stand for it, but I don't know how. So we'll move this guy out of the way. So we'll do a little 360 spin for you. Yes. And the body is actually it's a it's a crazy glue container. And I'll show you right now. It's just a crazy glue container. Boom. So I just took the cap off so you could see those grooves, and like, yeah, it's got my crazy glue in there, and that's only for like really spindly models or something that's heavy and it's gonna fall. But yeah, I want you to focus on these things right there, those grooves, because take a look. All right, hopefully it doesn't get all blurry. It's really hard to see for some reason, but you can see those grooves. Another groove there. Yeah. Really hard to see. Sorry about that. But it is hollow. I do plan on putting, where is it? This piece. Oh, wrong way. That piece at the end. So as you can see, the conversion is not done yet. Oh. And it should go in there like so. And so that way we'll have a nice looking rocket. Oh. But for now, it's incomplete and it just sits on a stand like that. But yeah, this here comes from, it's like a fantasy set. It comes from that floating, this thing with a bunch of ghosts floating around it. And it could be either like vampire, like ghosts. I got two of them, so I was like really cool. I was lucky to save one of these, and it's the most perfect. I was actually going to use these for like a rocket, obviously. Perfect size is one of these. So, but yeah, the rocket is made out of a bunch of the Dakajet kit. As you can tell, it's mostly Dakajet parts. And the thing is, you need 3 Dakajets to build this thing, so it's like that unique, I guess. Or you could 3D print your own stuff. It's up to you guys. But for me, it took me 3 Dakajets to build this. So to me, it's a very one model. It's the only model I have of it. And my friends are like, why don't you sell that? I was like, I'm not going to sell my only model. It's so cool, but like I can't sell my only cool stuff. And it's not even the best painted. It's just I wanted to rock it. But anyway, you could see the fins. They're all the same fins. Boom, boom, boom. All these exhausts come from the same kit. This here, you only get one of these panels per kit, so I was lucky. Same thing with this piece, you only get one piece of those. So I was really happy that when I was making my Dakajets, I made them all kind of similar. So I kind of kept all similar spare bits. So like even these left facing exhausts, like I didn't put any exhausts on my other Dakajets. Well, only what you see because it's mostly full of guns. It's got like 12 guns facing forward per Dakajet. So, yeah. These, I'm pretty sure, same kit. It's basically an airplane. So, and when we play games, it's like usually in the middle or something, or it's like on a landing pad. But I do want a structure to hold it, like just how a V2 rocket looked, because that's the idea. But yeah, let's check out let's check out some 40K or community not competitions, but challenges, if you will. So there's been these challenges that have been happening, and for the past couple of months, I've only participated in two of them. So, but here are some. I don't remember what the challenge was for either. Jeez. Well, yeah, these are my little squig. It was the squig challenge, that's right. So make your own squigs, convert your own squigs. So here are my tank buster, like my tank buster squigs. Like I said earlier in the video, I was going to convert some tank busters. Of course, here they are, my tank busters. So here is my first tank buster I created. It has a bunch of grenades because the yellow ones explode, bigger explosions, and then it's red because red ones go faster. So you want something really quickly and blow up really big. And I took the idea from like a facehugger as well, or where it would jump at you and it would latch on its like orc mine. So like it would be crawling, 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 and then next thing you know, you see one of those, they just hop at you, and then blow up. I thought that was pretty cool. This one I think is like AI controlled or squid brain controlled or remote controlled or you know your imagination really. Now here's a funny one. Um, I remember a video or something saying 6 plus Stevo. He says, do not make a squig hair orc. And I want to laugh in his face because now I made a squig hair piloting my tank buster bomb. So, and those gas tanks obviously are from Asher Militarum Flamethrower Kit. And the bodies, all these bodies are Tau drones. Sorry if I didn't mention that earlier. And the claws, these claws, come from a shock attack gun. Like, so it could stand shock attack gun. These ones were, uh, what's the grabber from, you guys know the grabber from the Grot kit. Now we'll move on to this guy. The guns don't work because he's just a squig. like he's a tank bomb. Or he shot all his guns before the game started, like all his DACA, and now he's all out, so now he has to literally run and blow somebody up. So all my tank bombs have a mine underneath them. So they could jump at you and blow up on you and killing himself in the process. So it's funny that he's a grot. He's a smart grot. He made this himself. Could have been a mech one day, but yeah. Get those guys out of the way now. Now, I don't. What was this? Don't remember what this challenge was for either. I really don't. I just. This guy. Another conversion. Um, oh, it was the Bionics. The Orc Bionics challenge or competition or whatever. You know. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. I thought, yeah, I could do some Bionics. The idea behind this was Snickrot's. Was it Snickrot? No, it's not Snickrot. The Vulture Claws. Yes, Vulture Claws. He want like. I do have the actual boss. He's hanging up on the shelf there. So my idea was that he would get Vulture Claws, so we wouldn't need to be holding anything, so he could attack with his claws, and that way he could shoot twice, and not in the game, but like shoot twice as awesomely with his guns. And the bionics are his claws, his eyes, so he could he's robotic, and he wherever he thinks like he flies, so he's thinking it. He doesn't have to hold on to like a joystick or something. He just thinks it and he'll fly to where he wants to go. So that was the idea behind that. Like his spinal cord is basically connected to all this good stuff. So it's funny that he's got a yellow rocket, so he could potentially blow himself up, which is the idea where he will give you a headbutt you'll never forget. Because it's quite evident he doesn't have an actual cranium to lose. He's already lost it before. So that's the idea behind that. It's just a funny idea. Orc bionics. It's a good idea. So we'll put him down. I like it. We're getting close to the end now, guys. So I know. I'm actually quite surprised with all the converted stuff I made. And these are just like slight conversions. Like you guys make better stuff. I watch a lot of people out there. Well, I see YouTube videos and I see their pictures. Like it is really good stuff. And you guys build stuff from scratch. Like plastic card. I haven't even used plastic card. So just get this guy out of the way. And we'll talk about my latest conversion. Like other than the those two miner guys, like those two workers I made. This is an actual conversion I made last month, like for sure painted, done. And I think you guys are going to appreciate it because it's not an orc person. It's not an orc, but you're going to appreciate it anyway. Because it's Commander Farsight. This is my Commander Farsight. And he's just a converted command. He's just a commander. He's just a commander Tau. Like you go buy yourself a commander Tau, and you'll get yourself a whole commander. But for me, I added. Well, I was looking for a sword because at the local store there's like a bits box, and you could go there and you could buy like bits, It's like certain stuff you want for your models. It's like you looking for certain bits, or you just looking for like already pre-painted models. Like it's like it's like a little you could dig around, take a look, kind of thing. And I couldn't find any swords or swords I wanted or swords big enough. So this sword is $100. And you're gonna be like, why is that sword $100? Well, because I bought a start collecting box, an Eldar start collecting box to get this sword. And it's the only thing I got out of that box. I didn't paint anything else. I didn't touch anything else. I just wanted the sword. So now I got a whole start collecting box of Eldar just sitting on my shelf. But hey, it's worth it because I got the sword, I got the hand, and I got some cloth to go with it. I didn't. That's actually really cool. It's like maybe it is a good idea. Maybe it was a good idea after all, because now it fills them out a little bit more. You know. And this piece came from the Eldar box set. No, an old Eldar. This because I had an old Eldar. There was like a group of five, and they all have flags. They were old. I didn't like them. They were like in an old bin box. Like they're just sitting there for casualties. I could make casualties. So yeah. But yeah, the black pole is just a toothpick. If we could take a look, yeah. So it gets thinner at the end. Yeah, it's just a toothpick, painted black. The shield is a legit shield from my old Commander Farsight, and I could probably make a video about my old Farsight in this one. But this is the old shield from the Finecast Farsight. Um, that's pretty much all the conversion work. Oh, hey, in his head. His head is actually an original Farsight. It's metal head. So like you had to, like I didn't know this. Like a while ago I traded I didn't know it was an old Farsight. I just traded from one crisis suit and he just wanted like a group of 5 Space Marines. I have an abundance of Space Marines, so I could trade. It's like currency. So so I traded like some of my Space Marines off, and he gave me a Crisis Battle Suit when I was playing Tau at the time, and I didn't know it was Farsight. It was a broken because he didn't have any legs, so I never used him. I never used him, so he just lied in the bits box until last month. So when I was looking through it, I was like, "Hey, that's 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 an enclave symbol. That's Farsight's head. That's Farsight's face. That's Farsight's old ugly mug. Let's take a look at that, shall we?" So okay, I literally just because it was I don't know the metal in the it was glued in. It was kind of weird, so I just snipped it. I turned his head off. Like I kind of wish I didn't do that, but oh well. After a while, I know there's like a balsam like there's something in there like a ball like a plastic ball, and I just cut the top off and I used it as his neck. You can't really tell because when you put it up to another like, commander, it looks exactly identical, and this is Farsight we're talking about, so he's got to look somewhat different. So and what he's standing on, you do get like some scenery, but like I opted to add the knight helmet and a dreadnought chest piece because one, I don't like Space Marines, and two, when I first started playing Space Marine, when I first started playing Warhammer, my second army was Tau, and when I played Tau, the Imperial Knights were brand new, and then this one guy would always bring his Imperial Knight army, and I was just like, oh my god, why would you want to play something like that? Like against like people who don't like have big armies, like because like we don't really have big stuff, but that's besides the point. After a while, like I got better and better, but my Farsight would always get stepped on or killed or something. But sometimes I would get lucky and actually kill the Imperial Knight. But then he would die by the Imperial Knight's explosion. But so we kind of had a rivalry, a good rivalry, a fun rivalry. So that's the story behind why he's standing on Imperial Knight's helmet. And I do hope you guys enjoy that conversion because it now inspired me to remake the Tau Army, and I'm currently in the process of making the 8. So if I can make the army the 8, like the enclaves the 8, then I'll be okay because that's roughly 1,500 points, roughly, depending on how the rules are. But yeah. Now we're gonna get on to stuff that's not even fully painted. It's got some paint, and I'm still in the process of converting, so I can't say that they're done. So everything you've seen was like pretty much done. Like everything else is done other than the knobs I bought and the two construction workers, the two public workers. Those are the only two that weren't done. Now we're gonna get on to stuff that kind of we're in the process. So we have ourselves. I call him the red mech. I do have like a jaw piece for him, like a metal piece to hide his jaw. Yeah, I call him the red mech. Like he's not me, but like he's one of the red mechs because he's one of the red mech. Like for me, if you ever watch Batman and or listen to Batman or comic books of Batman and you know about the Red Hood gang or that kind of stuff, where there's one leader, but then when the leader dies, somebody takes up his mantle and wears the red hood. So the red hood will never die. So like say for example, he's the red mech one day and he gets croaked. And then say this little guy comes up and he becomes the red mech. Um I do believe like in some way like it wouldn't be just the littlest guy overnight because everybody would fight for it. So like the next smartest mech or like an actual mech or like a mega mech. Like that way mechs will jockey for position to become the next red mech. And so when red mechs go and fight like into a battle, um, the opponent thinks they kill the red mech. They think they kill the boss. But in reality they kill a red mech. They kill a red mech gang member or that kind of stuff. So, like me, I'm the red mech. But there's only one true red mech, and I will explain that more fully. But this guy is, he's not the true red mech, but he is a red mech. So, yes, the conversion is, what is that? Like, demon thing from, uh, it's got that demon pose. I forgot. I do want to cut his feet off because it doesn't look natural. I might make his legs mechanical. But yeah, his conversions, a lot of mech bits, a lot of mech bits. Death Dread Claw, rockets. This armor piece is coming from, what is it, the Dakajet. Like a lot of uses out of the Dakajet. A lot of uses out of the Orc bits as well. And as you can tell, he has an X Bad Moon. And I will explain more in another video of the beginning of the Red Mechs. So tune in for that video. Because there's a story about why there's Bad Moon logos on all my Red Mech stuff. You'll understand in another video. But for the time being, we'll get this guy out of the way, and we'll get on to my last conversion because we're going on for almost an hour here, and this is insane. So I'm sorry for keeping you guys this long if you have even made it this far. So, our very last conversion, and I'm still in the process of doing it, is this the Red Mix Red Wagon. And it's bigger than just a battle wagon. And as you can tell, it's not completed. So we'll take a little look here. A few months ago, I've wanted a death roller here, and I heard that the war bosses, like one of the war bosses, said it's crying for a death roller, and yeah, it is. It is. It needs one. And also, a few months ago, I was asking our community on Facebook page that any ideas to make this model, this elder model, into a vehicle. There was a lot of ideas, and I stole some of those ideas, as you could clearly tell. So, yeah, it is a giant beast. So these two pieces are just like, it's these. As you can tell, it's just that. I use a lot of super glue and shooting things. So boom, super glue containers. And they make my shock attack guns. So twin link shock attack, so they're both zapping at the same time. We got ourselves some rockets here, so we're always just spitting out rockets. We got ourselves a super shooter. We got flamer, bomb and bomb, two flamers. Oh, and you're probably wondering, where's the DACA at? Well, it's right there. Got one on each side. So let's take a look on the other side. See? DACA. A nice tucked in position for the DACA. And then I would love a death roller just so completely out of the way of the DACA. So you can still death roll your way through. And you notice how everything's pointed forward, right? Like there's nothing that tilts. There's a reason for that. And I took the inspiration from my cousin's tank. Well, he plays World of Tanks sometimes when we play online. And when he plays his World of Tank, he's always playing like these tank hunter type tanks. He's always playing these like from a distance, and he usually shoots a tank, 2 or 3 hits, the tank's destroyed. So the premise of, and it always shoots forward. So like it doesn't have any swivel. So I thought, well, my speed freaks are only going to be moving forward. There's no need for them to shoot behind. Like, because why are they going to have to shoot behind them? They're going to be so much faster than anything that is behind them. It's not going to worry them. But what does worry them is what's in front of them, and they want to get all the deck, and they want to get all the rockets, they want to get all the zaps, they want to burn you, they want to death roll you. So it's like, it's just one straight line of just, imagine that. Just a bunch of stuff just barreling at you at once, clearing a path. So like you could be a bunch of infantry, and then all of a sudden you see this tank just roll in. He's got death roller, he's got DACA, this thing's blasting, got zapping coming out, got rockets blowing you up, and you got fire just cooking you. So like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Me? I drop my gun, run the fuck away. But me being an orc, this is the Red Mix Red Wagon. So I'd be on the back, enjoying myself, like so. I'd be like, oh yeah, keep pushing forward, mates. Keep pushing forward until it blows up, of course. And then make a new one. But yeah, that's the idea, the premise behind all this stuff. And it's not done. It probably won't be done for a couple months at least, because I'm not in a mood to paint it. Like it looks cool, in my opinion. It's very badass. It's got three tires. You know, it's a big it's a big chunk, if you will. But that is all my converted stuff I have had. That's it. And it's actually been an hour. Wow. I hope you guys are willing to sit down for an hour and take a look at some of my conversions. Um, but yeah, that will be all I'll be showing today. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. This has been the Red Mac. The Red Mac is out.